Well, hello there, folks, and welcome to session 6 of Dragon Age Secrets. I am, of course, your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quests here on Twitch and YouTube, but today I am not your DM of Doom. Today I am your Keeper of Tales. I am your Legend Master. I am your Game Master for our game of Dragon Age Secrets using the Dragon Age TTRPG by the fantastic Green Ronin. Now, I don't have any housekeeping. Not that I can think of as of yet. So at this point I'm going to pass on over to my party and I'm going to let them plug the absolutely fantastic session that happened last week. So without further ado, guys, what did happen last week?
Hit him, Jack.
Okay.
I thought Jack was putting his hand up, but I realised no, he's pointing at Jess.
I'm pointing up at Jess, at least on my screen.
Okay. So, previously on Dragon Age Secrets, we found Luca, and he woke up. And we're like, sup, bro? And he's like, you guys aren't from my clan. I wasn't supposed to be left alone. And we're like, well, you were like in, the Fade, and you might have been possessed by a demon. And he's like, no, not a demon. I was supposed to be possessed by Fenharel. And we're like, what? Fenharel? And that was a major thing for Vessa. Vessa's like, so I guess we're murdering a child now. But she didn't. She withheld herself. And we learned that this kid has been part of a little Dalish group who, for hundreds of years, have been like, we're gonna bring Fenharel back, because he's actually the one telling the truth, and he didn't lock anybody away. Those other guys are evil. And so every year they pick a kid to be like, all right, you get to be the vessel. And if they fail, then they die. And our sweet little Luca, he was 531st. And so there's been over 500 children murdered for this ritual. And then we learned that he was 5'5", which apparently was quite tall for him. And that was a whole thing, but we're like, okay, kid, come along. And he was like, okay, I guess I'll go with you guys, even though I'm a blood mage. And we're like, don't tell anybody that. Like, it's fine that you do it, just don't tell anyone. And he's like, okay, I only use it to help people. And we're like, great, keep that energy, don't tell anybody about it. And so off we went, and we were traveling, and Tira had a nice little heart-to-heart with Luca about not getting himself killed, and because Luca's like, I want to kill all Templars because they killed my family, and that's how I ended up with my clan, and my family died by the Templars because they were unbelievers, and so Fenharel weakened them, so they died. And I was like, oh, okay, wow, that's a lot, dude. That's a lot that you're saying right now. But we're like, okay, maybe not. And Tira's like, look, living a good life, that's the best revenge. And Luca's like, maybe not. We'll see. And so eventually we get to Redcliffe, and we're like, hi, Redcliffe, what's up? And we get kind of towards the edge, and we see some people arguing. Oh, wait, no! We first met a dwarf who was selling cool weapons and armor. And I know Vessa got some things.
Fine,
Tira, did you get anything?
crafts, direct from Orzammar.
Exactly. Tira, did you get anything from it, or no? No, okay. Neither did Meryl or Luca. Luca was terrified. He was like, what is that? And it's like, this is a dwarf. And he's like, it's gonna steal my toes. And we're like, I don't think that's part of their repertoire, but who knows, maybe. Then we get to Redcliffe, and there are people arguing, and they're like, it's like a Templar and a middle-aged man and a lady of the Chantry, and the Templar's like, you owe us drinks for saving you from the undead. And the dude's like, this is my tavern. I make the rules. And the lady of the chantry is like, what is my life right now? Why am I having to mitigate this? Or mediate, not mitigate. Mediate this. And Vess is like, hey, let's just compromise, guys. Discounts for the Templars. And they were like, oh my goodness. Yes. You genius, you. And so the conflict was resolved, and we started chatting with the Templar. Templar was actually, like, kind of chill, which I'm now learning is post or pre-game. I have learned that that's really suspicious, apparently, if they're actually a chill dude. And his name is Ser Perth, and he's like, hey, if you guys are just, like, planning to pass through Redcliffe, you guys should probably go quick, because there's, like, undead just, eating people's faces at night. And we're like, that's suspicious. And he's like, yeah, and there were these broskies that went to the castle, and they're, like, handling things kind of, and we're like, wardens? And he's like, maybe. And we're like, can we go there? And he's like, you are welcome to do what you want. I will not be held liable for your inevitable bloody deaths. And we're like, great, thanks, bro. And he's like, just so you know, there's a blood mage probably there that's causing the undead to kill people. And we're like, blood magic, that's easy. And we did make sure with Luca, we're like, Luca, if you have to fight a blood mage, are you gonna be okay with that? And he's like, yeah. And we're like, okay, like this guy is using his blood magic to hurt people, and he's like, I will turn him into just like a little can of soda and just crush him. And we're like, cool, glad you're on our side, Luca. And we were like, let's go, let's head there. And we were on our way, and then we had a nice little post-credit scene where we saw the Warden group that we're trying to find, and they're fighting all these undead, and then there's this like monster coming up. It's like a shadow creature, and they're like, come on, like, why us? And that's where we ended.
Pretty much. Yeah, that was pretty much it. And with that being the case, we had, obviously, as was said there, our party was moving up towards Redcliffe Castle, moving up towards the portcullis, which was already raised up, and preparing to walk through the courtyard into the castle proper. Now, as you guys step forward, the courtyard is a fairly decent size. You're looking at, take into consideration what is 3 feet to a yard. So if you're looking at about 60 feet across, you're talking about 20 yards across. Okay, this is just the entry courtyard. Okay, 20 yards across, a fairly decent piece of land for your, front garden. And then you've got a big pair of stone stairs that kind of start wide and taper up into like a front walkway around this massive castle entrance. And all around it, all around the front of this, you can just see bodies lying. There are some bodies that are wearing what looks like knight's armor. And then there's some bodies that looks to be wearing just like maybe servants' clothes. Some elves, some human. Nothing moves as you step into the courtyard. What would you guys like to do?
Luca, does it drain you a lot to set things on fire?
No, I'm quite good at setting things on fire.
I'm just thinking, to try and prevent bodies from coming back, But if it drains you, let's not do that.
Do you want me to set them on fire or not?
I think it would be a good idea so that when inevitably we find, or potentially, if we find this blood mage who is using blood magic for not good reasons, they can't use these people's bodies against us.
Okay. And he's going to walk up to one of the... he's going to walk up to one of the bodies. He's going to put his hand out, splay his hand, and he'll cast Flame Blast. That'll be a target number of 12 for him to reach. He does not have a focus in primal magic. So he's rolling 3d6, adding his magic and hoping for a 12.
Really, what's his focus? I could never guess.
So we've got a 3, a 2, and a 5. So that's a total of 10. Adding on his magic makes a total of 16. So the target number is met, and he uses, I believe that's 3 mana points. 3 mana points. So I'll put in -3. So, I'm not going to have him cast Flame Blast for every single body that's here, but he is going to walk around and within the case of maybe 30 seconds going into maybe 45 seconds, there's just a dozen small burning bonfires in the front of this palace. At which point Luca will come back over to you and go, I think that's all of them.
Right. I think you managed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can Aldred make an empathy check? Because while that might not be magically draining, emotionally, what did Lucas seem to have any reaction to that?
I'm happy to have you roll that. Roll me an empathy check.
Is it still check? I want to use their proper vocab.
So it is still, even by D&D standards, the correct term is check. For Dragon Age, check or test is fine.
Test.
But I mean, check is still a very, very acceptable term. So.
Okay, that would be. It's a good number, but no sun points or anything. 13.
Yeah, on a 13, it's very strange because you know how young Luca is. Luca's on the edge of being a mature adult. He's about 16, verging into maybe just about to hit 17, but he's, even by fantasy standards, he's not what you would call a young adult at this point. He's still very much you're a fledgling adult. You're like a baby adult. And as far as the fact of Dalish do mature very, very young, at least socially mature young, he doesn't seem to be from a normal Dalish clan. But even for someone so young, he has absolutely no issue with doing this. It's on a 13. On a 13, you're not going to get a lot on that, but you can tell this has phased him in no way, shape, or form. He's not fussed by doing this whatsoever.
There's two conflicting emotions in Aldred's eyes of this very. He's a good warrior in his own right, and the other part of him that's quiet is that is deeply disturbing. And they're both kind of at war very quickly, where Aldred will just give a firm place on the shoulder to his work well done.
While the bodies are being burned, could I make like a perception test to see if I hear anything moving around?
I'd say that's fair. Perception test. So that'd be perception hearing, please.
17.
17. You do hear something moving. You hear something moving in bushes. So if you've got the staircase in front of you, there's like bushes at the kind of sides of the bottom part of it, and you can hear something moving within the bush to the front left.
I will very casually and attempt to not like spook whatever's in the bush, but then like turn really quickly and look at it. Kind of thing. Where you like casually walk by and then just... Oh.
Okay. There's more rustling, and there's a bit of like a... You can hear like whimpering.
Approach and like look in.
You pull them aside and you look in, and there's a whole ass girl there. Looks maybe about Luca's age. Human.
What in the...
And she looks up at you and she goes, please don't kill me, please, I don't want to die.
I'm not gonna kill you. What are you doing in the bush? In a haunted castle?
I'm one of the maids in the castle, and I was hiding in one of the pantries, and then this big man with grey skin, and then she sees Aldrad and she goes, he looked like him, but you know, he didn't smile. And he opened the door, and then there was an elf and a weird woman and a very, very talkative young man, and they told me to run back through the dungeons, up into the main body, and then out through the main doors. But when I got out here, there was loads of the... And then she looks at all the burning bodies and like...
Oh no.
They were moving around, and then they all just stopped and looked towards the path and then lay down. And then about 10 seconds later, you all appeared.
I think we set them on fire.
Yeah, best decision we've made all night. I don't care what anyone says.
Can I make an empathy check on her?
You certainly can if you'd like. If anybody else wants to make an empathy check, please feel free to do so.
Sure. You know what? Why not? Let's get everybody in on this.
I've got to focus in it now.
No one's trusted.
This is communication empathy, right?
Yes.
No, it's perception.
Oh jeez, I think we forgot to say to Jack. We leveled up.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Shit, sorry.
I didn't tell you.
Sorry.
I got a 14 for mine.
Well, I'm gonna go on mute. Give me one moment. Sorry.
Right, I will
That is
do
so
this,
valid.
and then we'll quickly jump and get Jack leveled up, and then we'll come back into it, okay?
Yeah.
Which will actually be quite good, because that's the first time we've had an odd level up on camera, so people can see that with Dragon Age there's a difference as to when you level up to an even level and level up to an odd level. So this will actually be quite good. So, so Meryl, you got a 14, you said?
I did.
Tura?
I didn't roll very well.
Turret is frozen.
Oh no! Wacky froze again.
How dare?
Oh
We
no!
lost.
Now he's gone.
We lost the whack attack! Oh no!
No.
Whatever shall we do?
They've been whacked.
Nose.
I'm gonna do this just so people can still see my face. No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to take my place.
Dang it! I was like, oh, Jack, you're the place. Give us cash and prizes. I was like so eagerly watching, like, oh, did the cameras get mixed up?
Where was
There we go.
I am so sorry.
No, don't worry
You're
about
so
it.
fine. It
Where
do be
was I?
like that.
I wasn't in the mid. I was saying something. I can't remember what I was
You were
saying.
asking for Wacky's or Tira's check.
That was it. Tira, what's your
9.
a 9? Okay. And Aldrad?
11.
11. Okay. So with the 10 and 11, you'll get that she's at least being honest. Right? You can get that she's speaking from a genuine place. Meryl, on a 14, you're going to get this girl has seen some shit. She is afeared.
Okay. Okay. I think Meryl's gonna take her cloak because it's kind of like heavy and weighted, sort of like a weighted blanket, and just put it around her.
Okay.
Just be like, well, we are gonna help here. I would recommend that you head to the city. There are Templars there who will probably help you. Probably. It's real up in the air sometimes with them.
She's gonna nod. She'll say, I live in this city. My father's the blacksmith there.
Then maybe head to your father until this is all over.
Okay. Thank you so much. And she's gonna turn and book it.
Well, looks like you lost that cloak.
Okay, getting cloaks is not hard.
There.
The
Shall
front
we go?
doors to the palace is slightly ajar.
Take the lead, Eldrad.
Looks at Alfred like,
I feel as if this has never gone well whenever I'm in the front, but okay, you're correct.
We'll put the pyro in the back.
Right. All right. Drawing the great sword, or the two-handed sword, just leveling it forward.
As
Not
you
like
guys
it
are
on.
gonna-
Yeah.
Go ahead. What are you going to say?
Not in like a aggressive manner, but more just like it's forward and ready to be pulled up. But if we meet someone not aggressive, they won't think I'm here to kill you.
As you are going in, Luca's going to realise that people are going in front of him and then be like, oh, fire's really not my specialty. And then step inside.
I know, I think Wacky's frozen again. Frozen
Oh,
in a
dear.
face of perturbed confusion.
Perturbed is definitely a way to look at it. Yeah.
He said in the chat he's got a windstorm going on.
Oh.
All
Fun.
right. Okay. Okay, that's cool. We can deal with it. It's fine. If it gets to a point where we lose them completely, then that may just be where we have to end it. But it's cool. It's fine.
Do we want
We're
to?
flexible.
Yeah. Do we want to just do the level up while we're waiting?
Yeah,
for...
we'll do the level
yeah,
up
that's perfect.
while we're waiting for that. So for everybody that's watching back home, with Dragon Age, the TTRPG, depending on what level you're leveling up to, depends on like what kind of things you get to do. So, for one, Aldrad, you are leveling up to level 3. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Fantastic. Just making sure, you know, you want to make sure your party's all the same level when you're leveling up. Okay, so if we go to that. They are back. Okay.
I'm sorry, the winds are
Wacky, give us
terrible.
custom prizes! Wacky, give us custom prizes, quick!
I've already moved it.
Dang it! No, I can see it on the stream that you hadn't moved it yet. I'm watching the stream right now. Give us our action prizes.
I don't know how to tell you this. It's on my screen. Okay, so when it comes to leveling up, you have when you create your character, you have primary abilities and secondary abilities. As a warrior, your primary abilities are strength, constitution, and dexterity.
Yes.
I think. I said that very confidently for somebody who's never played a warrior.
I'm looking at it. You are correct.
Cool, awesome. Your secondary capabilities are everything else.
Literally everything else.
So when you level up to level 3 as a warrior, a couple of things happen. Number one is you get a new talent. You can become a novice in a new talent, or gain a degree in a talent that you already have.
Yes.
Fun things.
Oh, there. I feel like I should. Yeah, I still have to pick that one out specifically. I haven't thought about it as much as I probably should have.
That's
but it's
absolutely fine.
I should probably become something new just to be a bit more versatile. But man, that two-hander, you can make a mighty blow for 1 stunt point. Oh, that's nice.
You also get to increase your health. So your health increases by 1d6 plus your constitution.
Yep. 1d6. 4.
So a total of 10.
Plus
Oh,
con,
no,
which is
4
the-
plus your con.
The con score, which is
4 plus just the number, right? So the 2?
Yep,
or-
just the 2. Just the modifier.
Yep.
So 4 plus 2, your health increases by 6.
Yes.
You get 1 advancement to spend on 1 ability. When it's an even numbered level, you can spend it on any of your primary abilities. When it's an odd numbered level, you can spend it on any secondary ability. So you could increase your magic, your willpower, your perception, your communication, any of that good stuff.
going to.
And last and most certainly not least, you can gain a brand new focus. Again, similarly to the vibe we're going with as an odd level, it has to be a focus in an odd, in a secondary ability. So you couldn't choose like another strength, you couldn't choose like another strength focus, but you could choose something like perception, seeing. I think Aldrad has frozen this time.
Yep.
I'm going to increase my
Jack, my friend, you are a robot for us.
Technology.
Oh,
Oh no!
Everybody's dropping today. Jeez.
today's a day. Today's a day.
Today is like the fate is against us today, people.
I'm still here.
This is why you
I'm
should
still
always
standing.
pay your exorcist. Jack will be back soon, I'm sure.
I still can't believe what I took for a focus last time.
What
What'd you take for
last time?
focus?
Seduction.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right. That's
yes!
right.
With my
Ah.
1 in communication.
The dragon, the D&D
Plus
joke
3.
of, oh, I'm gonna seduce the dragon. Dragonage. Ha! You want to actually roll it? Don't you look at me as if you never thought about it.
I've played a bard.
If you haven't considered the skillful art of dragon seduction even once in your TTRPG career, then you are not playing the right TTRPGs, my friend.
Gotta try more.
I've tried to befriend the dragons. Never seduced them.
Not too late. It's never too late.
I seduce the dragons.
I'm so glad you guys do. I'll be the one with like ice packs and water on the side.
You just assume things are going wrong right now.
Or
Exactly.
very
I
right.
always assume things that go wrong. And I'm also the mom friend, you know? Get some Tylenol, all that good stuff.
Juice boxes.
Exactly. Jack,
You're just-
Jack, now you're the keeper. Give us cash and prizes.
Okay.
He's no longer the
Oh.
keeper. I am too quick.
Dang it.
You all good, buddy?
I have no clue. My computer's internet has decided no, even though it's showing it's connected.
Yeah, and your
I'm
mic's
restarting
kind of
my
coming in
computer.
weird.
I'm gonna guess that you're on your phone.
You guessed correctly.
Okay.
That's fine. We can still hear you. That's the important part.
And we can see you.
I am restarting my computer, so this should only be temporary.
That's absolutely fine. So, did you get the things that we said? You have to get a new level and a talent and a focus. Oh, the phone is now going against
Oh
it.
no, even the phone is fighting us.
Whichever Fade Spirit out there is purposely messing with us, please don't.
Ben Harrell.
Listen, I was actually going to say something there, and I can't. Well, do you know what? No! Is it? Well, is it? The game has been out for so long now. Inquisition has been out.
Spoilers.
Inquisition's been out for 10 years, okay? Like, surely we have reached we've reached the precipice, okay? Jack, can you hear us, buddy?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, yeah. Did you
Okay.
hear the parts I said for your level
Good.
up where you get a new focus and a new talent?
So I'm picking, so wait, the new focus I'm picking currently, was it also I increased one of the numbers for my
Non-primary ability
my-
for your secondary abilities. So you're talking like nothing that's strength, constitution, or dexterity. You're looking at communication, perception, willpower, magic, all that good stuff.
Excellent. Okay, no, yeah. So I heard all of that, and I have been doing that as we've been doing this, and I would like to, if I could, take a persuasion focus, and I've increased my perception by 1.
Okay, so perception increased by 1, and we have a focus in persuasion, yeah? And
Yeah.
then what about your talent? Because as you've reached level 3 in warrior, the warrior class skill that you get is a new talent.
The new talent. I'm still looking at all of the talents, if I'm to be honest. I'm going to just...
It's absolutely fine. You take your time and look through it and just let me know what you pick when you pick it.
Yeah, will do.
Okay. So you guys are going inside the palace.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Stepping inside the palace, a few things stand out. One, it is very quiet. Very, very quiet. I'll just want to pull this up so I can keep knowledge of where I am. Bear with me just a moment. I'm just making sure I've got the correct map up. And I do. Grant. So, as you step in, you have in front of you a you are looking at 10 yards long and and just a mite shorter than that, maybe 2.5 yards wide, antechamber. Okay? Ahead of it, there is a door which is now lying on its hinges. Again, that's about 10 yards in front of you, which leads to like a connecting hallway into another room.
Try to stay quiet.
I see when you send messages.
I know, but sometimes you don't notice.
The room that you're in just now, this maybe at one point it would have been filled with, hustle and bustle, somebody there that would maybe be greeting people, but now there's definitely a cold air that runs through this room. There's definitely not a sense of niceness revolving around here. What would you like to do here?
Are there any dead bodies that we need to burn?
Not that you can see here.
Perfect.
Could I make a... This is a castle, correct?
Yes.
Could I, using the military lore focus I have, try to... And I know all castles are a little different given their mazes, but could I try and think on, like, an area of import we should maybe be making our way towards?
I will give you that, but I will put the target number quite high for the test because you are talking about a human's palace. You're not talking about like something you might know. But yeah, by all means, go for it. Roll for it.
Well, there are stunt points, but I don't know what difference that would make for a 6.
So on a 6, I don't think stunt points will do anything for you.
No.
Especially not in a sense of like, especially not for like a roleplay sense or exploration sense. On a 6, nah, this could be equal parts a king only entrance, or this could be a servant's entrance. You have no idea what you're handling here.
Got it.
What check would I have to make to try and ascertain where to go from what the girl had said, given the direction she gave us that she went?
So she said that she came through the main body. This is the main body of the palace, and she said that she came here from a pantry, through the dungeons, up into the main body of the house, and then to here. So with that, you could... I would say that would maybe be I think in a very, very strange way, it would be like a... I can't remember the exact word of it, but like a cartography?
Yeah, cartography, making like a map.
Yeah, like mapping it out in your head. That's about the closest I can think, honestly. Is that an actual focus? Is that a cunning? It is! Yeah! Cunning cartography. So, by all means, you can make a cunning check. And if you have the cartography, you can definitely add that onto it.
I don't have cartography. I do have stunt points. I don't know that I'm going to use them. Cunning to... 13 total.
13 in total, okay. Bear with me just a moment to grab my nasal inhaler. Okay. So with a 13, as you come in here, you've heard stories about human castles. You're able to kind of make out this seems to be like a possibly either like a grand entranceway or at the very least the main entranceway. It could be one or both of them. Doesn't seem like a servant's entrance. From what you understand, they're usually small and cramped because humans suck and they treat elves like shit. This seems like something that's maybe more official, or at least if this is a big fancy place, this could be just their main entrance. So if she's came through the main house, the only direction you can go is going to take you deeper into the main body of the house, where you'd be able to find a clearer path there. But from here, you can't tell what the actual path would be.
Okay. I think Tira is talking out loud, and just kind of says all that. Just like talking to herself as she's like processing like the thought on like, okay, so main body, then we go to the dungeon, then up, and then covered, and then that's where the last ones were. So then we can find who we're looking for.
Good enough.
Sounds like a plan.
Better than nothing?
Truly. Aldred will stand out in front, look to Tira and say, direct where needed. Still ready and in front of Tira. Like in the front.
Okay.
Tira will be like off to the side a little bit so that she can like point and try and like steer as best she can through what she imagines is like the next section.
Okay. As you step through this little connecting corridor, it's like a little God, how big is it? You're talking 5 yards long, 5 yards wide. 15 by 15 feet. It's not even a room, it's just like a stone addition instead of like just a long narrow corridor. It's just a wider place to, stand or to make your way through. But as you go into the next part, you enter into the side of a longer room. So it's shaped quite rectangularly. You're talking 11 yards and a bit long, closer to 12 yards wide, and from the point where you walk in, you're on the long wall. And the wall that you're on is, what are we going, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. You're going into nearly 22 yards long. So 12 yards wide, 22 yards long, and it seems to be a grand hall. A place where people would be heard, or maybe a place where banquets would be held. There are the remnants of some tables here, but they appear to be destroyed. Some chairs thrown against a wall and have broken there. There's also some people in here. They appear to be knights who are tidying up what you can see as the dead bodies of some knights. And standing with them, there is a couple of figures. There is a human with kind of fair blonde hair and wearing scale armor, the sword on his back and a shield there as well. There is a... Oh, we lost Wacky again.
Did. But he got the cash and prizes before
We
you
did.
noticed.
Oh, and we got a... Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. We
I
were like
didn't-
so quietly doing it.
Oh, I didn't see it, so I can't acknowledge it.
Ah,
Nah, I'm joking. Ah, hey, Dyson Autism is raiding us with a party of 6 people. Hi there, guys. Welcome in.
Oh,
One of our players is having a bit of technical difficulty, so you just have to bear with us. As he is going to be coming back very soon, no doubt.
I did actually pick my talent. I'm picking carousing.
Carousing? Okay. Cool, not one that you see very often, but okay, very, like, cool.
Didn't meet the
Carousing.
requirements for a lot of other ones, but this one was like, you take your fun seriously, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Carousing. How to drink properly. Such a
Yes.
thing that's never used in a lot of TTRPGs, but... Sorry, while we're waiting for Wacky to come back, I'm just going to grab some cold meds.
Yep. I have it.
Because I have a head cold and a headache.
I've got tea with local honey and lemon because my allergies are currently making my voice drop like 6 octaves.
Oh, wow.
Fits Eldrad personally, but you know,
Suits the
Yeah,
character, doesn't suit the player.
I really don't need to sound like a ghoul most of the day. Like,
As you guys come in, so like I said, human, dirty fair hair, clean shaven, maybe a little bit of stubble, a human, what appears to be a human woman wearing mixtures of like cloth and cloth and hide, leaning on a staff that looks like it's made of warped, twisted wood. Aldrad, you'll recognise this one straight away. A Kunari.
ah.
A Kunari, real tall. He doesn't look like this in the games, but because the Kunari models went through a big overhaul, he is going to look a bit different from the games. Grey skin, white, very, very tight into the scalp braids, almost like cornrows, but thicker. And a pair of curling horns from the forehead, which arc backwards and then peak up. And he has strapped to his back a very human-looking greatsword. And crouched at one of these bodies, hands on it, there is an elf. This elf has long hair down to maybe about the top of their chest, and 2 braids hanging down from the sides of their face. You can see just from their profile, their side profile, you can just make out the telltale signs of Valasleen, and they are wearing, again, very human looking, like scale armor, and they have at their hip and at both their hips they have a long Dalish longsword called a Dalthanu, or is it a Darmasar? Give me a little minute, guys, just while I go and double check what the Dalish weapons are called. I don't want to get it wrong. Just make sure I get the terminology correct. I don't want to mess up on that.
So
Okay, I was actually right. Adar Masan, which is the longsword, and then Adal Thanu, which is a one-handed axe. These are very specific Dalish terms. Tura, you would know these type of weapons. They're usually given to Dalish hunters who, if they do go into melee combat, prefer to be able to move very quickly. They'll accept a lacking defense over the ability to hit you very fast. And strapped to his back, you can see the telltale signs of what you, Tura, would be able to tell is a very well-crafted Dalish bow. And as you step inside, a group of knights are going to move over towards you. Hold. Who allowed you to come in here? Who gave you orders to come in here? Sorry, what did you say, Meryl?
Oh, I was just laughing at Tira. Tira just laughs at this. She did like a little cute laugh. That's funny.
Do we do a stupid?
Table talk. Question. Did we ask when initially this, because I wasn't here last session, when we figured there was a knight here that was possibly a Grey Warden, did we just say, oh, Grey Warden last session? Or okay, cool. Want to confirm just where we can take this. What's your stupid? What's the stupid?
We just are looking for Grey Wardens.
That's stupid.
So just tell them that you're looking for Grey Wardens.
Well, we didn't get ordered to come up here.
That's fair.
I think at seeing the knight just come up, Aldrad will confidently not put the sword away, but move it over to a hand.
Okay.
Looking for someone. Saw us there's some distress. Thought we could help.
Any distress that we have here is being taken care of. We're gonna have to ask you to make your way out of the palace and make your way back to the city of Redcliffe.
We came very far. I'm very tired.
As
we're
you
looking,
sorry, go ahead, Tura, finish.
we're looking for our comrades, and we think they might be here.
As soon as you start speaking, the elf is going to turn and look at you, and as he looks, you can see that his Valasleen that he has on is in the shape of a tree. Its roots at his chin spreading up his lips, up the bridge of his nose, and into a wide branching oak tree on his forehead, as he has the Valasleen that is venerating the elven god of Elganon, the father and king of the gods, the god of vengeance. And as he stands up and looks, he's going to speak to you in Dalish. He's going to say, "Are you one of the people?"
Define people.
He's gonna kind of smirk and say, "You must be one of the young people." All Dalish know we refer to ourselves as the people. People of the Dales.
That's a wacky fuck up.
Okay, cool. Boys, we just. Again, are you one of the people?
Hi. Yeah, I'm one of the people.
At which point he's going to then switch back to speaking in the trade tongue, the common tongue. He's going to say, they're one of my people. So, I thank you kindly to step your way back there, Metalware and Shemlin. And the knight is just like, they look quite affronted at being spoken to like that by an elf, but they do, they step back. The human standing with them looks a little bit like, oh, okay, cool. That's a bit weird. The human woman with them looks quite amused. The Kunari with them looks nothing. I will give you this one right now. For as long as you will know this particular Kunari, he will always look nothing.
Standard issue expression.
Feeding
Everyone gets
starving baby, nothing. Holding his own child, nothing. Getting married to the love of his life, nothing. Pulling the arm off of an unsuspecting person, nothing. Always nothing.
So this elf has their hands on a body. Are they like trying to fix something, or are they like?
They seem to be
preventing someone from-
examining. They seem to be
okay.
examining it.
Okay.
He will come over to you guys, and he'll say, "You say that you're looking for your comrades. Who are your comrades?"
Looking at the knight and then looking at him, I'm going to, in Dalish, respond with as best I can, as close as I can to the Grey Wardens.
People who wear grey.
Yeah.
We are looking for the Wardens, who happen to be a particular fan of the colour that is not quite black and not quite white, but somewhere in
Right.
between.
However that breaks down in Dalish.
So as you say that you're looking for them, he's going to turn and look towards the fair-haired human. Turn back to you, and in Dalish he will say, "How do you know that we are Grey Wardens?" And his hand is going to go to the sword on his hip.
Because we are too. Or we're initiates. We were at shit, what's that place called?
Ostagar.
Ostagar.
Yeah, I remembered it, guys. I remembered it.
Thank you.
I remembered a
Came up in the game.
place.
It came up in the game too. It was said.
Guys, they said the name of that place in the game.
Mostly, I'm just proud I remembered it because I haven't played the game.
he will turn to the human, and again in the trade tongue he'll go, they were at Ostagar. At which point this human is going to go, "No, I don't buy it. I would have recognized them. I don't.
We were
recognize-"
late.
You were late to the biggest battle in our current history.
Correct.
Who was your commanding
Osric.
officer?
Osric.
His eyes go wide, and he immediately turns and goes, could we have the room, please? We need to talk about very private things, medical things, boils and bunions. Bunions the size of dogs.
You want to see him?
Horrific boils.
Do you know what? Make me the persuasion. Make me the persuasion. Go for it. Make me the persuasion.
yeah, no, absolutely.
Make me the persuasion.
Jillian. 15.
15.
Ooh,
That's
let's go.
4 to 2. They are just guards. They don't have preferred stunts. So 4 to 2 is 8. They definitely don't have a +8 to any form of their stats. So yeah, they immediately just go, right, okay, I'm not talking about some elf's bunions. And they get up and they start walking out of the room, doing this around Aldred. Because Aldred is like the other guy, just so big. And then when all the doors are closed and it's just you 4 or you 5 and this group of 4, Alistair's going to walk over and go,
Oh, name drop.
Alistair will walk over and go, where is Osric?
Dead.
Aldred will like move part of the cloak he's wearing just kind of point to there's a hole in the middle of
Yeah.
the armor he's wearing, because I'm wearing his armor.
He slightly turns around and goes, "Fuck."
Audra, do you still have the scroll that we're supposed to give them?
Yes. To my inventory somewhere. Hold on. Yep, I do still have it.
So do you hand
I'll
over
juggle.
the scroll?
Yeah, we'll produce that. To this human, since he's the one talking.
Okay. You hand over the scroll and he will look at it and say, he reads through it. Yep. And then he hands it to the elf and says, everything checks out. They're recruits. But I didn't sense you coming, so I'm going to assume you haven't done your joining yet.
That's why we needed Grey Wardens to help us.
Well, unfortunately, we're not really in the position to do that right now. We don't have anything that we need. We don't have the required lyrium. We don't have the blood, and we don't have. And then he's going to like put his head in his hands and like, we don't have the chalice. The chalice is still back at Ostagar.
Yeah, you have it.
Oh! And he's going to put his hands out immediately to take the chalice off you. You hand him the chalice. Fantastic. Which one he is going to sigh with a great sense of relief and be like, I'd completely forgotten about this thing's existence until that moment, and for just a brief moment, my entire sense of person was filled with failure and dread, and you have alleviated that. Thank you so much. Okay, so the joining is still possible now. The downside is we don't have the required lyrium or darkspawn blood to do so.
Wait, somebody grabbed Darkspawn blood back at Ostagar. I was like, which one of us did it?
I have
Weirdos
half of
grabbed
that.
it.
You have what, sorry?
I have half of that.
You have. What do you have?
She'll pull out the 2 vials of Darkspawn blood that she took.
Okay. That's enough for 2 of you.
Shite.
And then there's, of
Hindsight's
course, the
20/20.
lyrium.
I know where we can get some Darkspawn blood.
And where would that be?
Back the way we came. They're on their way to that town that we were just at.
Which town?
Lothering.
Fuck.
I mean, we did blow up a tunnel, so they had time to get away, the people, but eventually the Darkspawn will get there. So
This is... You're going to have to sit down, because you have a lot that you have to take in here. And Alistair will sit down and lean forward. My name is Alistair, and I've been a warden for a short amount of time comparative to any others, but as far as we are aware, I am the oldest warden in Ferelden right now. And that means it falls to me to tell you this. We now have confirmation that this is, in fact, a blight. Do you understand what that means? Like every blight that's come before it, there is an archdemon. We haven't seen it above ground yet, but we do have confirmation that it is alive. We have... And he's going to look to the elf. We've heard it. We've seen it in our dreams. We know it's there. Because of the situation we find ourselves in, any and all wardens have to be very careful about what they do. Very careful about how we move. We are considered enemies of the realm. You weren't there at Ostagar, but I'll give you a brief rundown of everything that happened. And he's going to take a jug and he's going to pour himself some wine, set it down, and then he's going to tell you a tale. It starts with a joining. A joining consisting of 3 people. A knight named Sir Jory. A criminal called Davrin. And a Dalish elf. The elf was the only survivor. The elf introduces himself as you say this and claims his name is Theron. He gives the surname Mahariel. It then explains that they were given one goal. And that goal was, during the Battle of Ostagar, Alistair and his new Warden ally were to fight their way through Ostagar and reach the Tower of Ishal. You guys would recognise this as the tower which you used a broken wall to escape through. The tower where Osric met his end. They were to find their way to the tower, make their way to the top, and await the signal to light the beacon and inform General Loghain to charge with his reinforced cavalry and his reinforced infantrymen into the flanks of the Darkspawn horde. When the tower beacon was lit, Loghain signalled a retreat, and he fled the field. Many believe that he's done this as a way to steal and assume power, now that the king is dead. As far as these two are aware, they are the only wardens left in Ferelden. Any other wardens have been rounded up and executed, or they've been chased out of Ferelden. Loghain is only aware of these 2 wardens. As he comes to the end of his tale, he finishes a sip of his wine, sets it down and says, "So now you see, if it's true what you say, then you are perhaps the greatest asset that we as wardens have in this fight." Theron and I are intending on making our way around different factions, recruiting allies. We're able to do this in time of a blight through rites of conscription, as well as through treaties that were signed. He will take out very old and large printed parchment documents, and he will lay them down. We have treaties for the dwarves of Orzammar, the mages from the Circle of Magi, and treaties from the Dalish elves, promising the Grey Wardens allies, warriors, resources in the time of a blight. We have to go and see to these. We had intended on our first stop being the Circle of Magi on the other side of Lake Calenhat. While we do this, we can ensure that we get the lyrium required. We will task you with getting the remaining Darkspawn blood needed to ensure your joining can be done. Until then, you have to stay outside of Logain's purview. You have to keep yourself outside of his eyes. Avoid Denerim at all costs. Tern Logain has eyes everywhere, ears everywhere. The easiest place to get Darkspawn blood will be the deep roads. But if you venture in there, without a warden, you will be lost. It is dangerous even for experienced wardens.
I'm just gonna kind of look at Luca. Luca's from the Deep Roads. He would know them like the back of his hand, right?
As far as you're aware, where you found Luca seemed to be an entrance into the Deep Roads, so it could very well be that Luca knows the Deep Roads at least. There is another thing that we would ask of you if you're willing to do as a favour. If you're willing to risk it. There is an area close to Denerim. He will look around before pulling aside a map. And he's going to gesture to a place in the northeast of this map of Ferelden. You can see the city of Denerim on the northeastern coast, and then just north of it there is another area. He gestures that, points to that. If you just bear with me, just while I pull up the map so that I can know exactly the point I'm looking at. And he says, while Denerim is a dangerous space, we have allies in other places. Not that can bring us entire armies, but they can certainly provide some kind of aid. I know of a swordsman who is well connected with local militia here. There's a cave network. If you can find your way to him, he'll ask you a question. He'll ask you, from where does the crow fly? Your answer should be Antiva. Then he'll know you're an ally and he'll be willing to help.
Okay.
I don't know of any other person that I can rely on to give any kind of help. If you can find him, he can hide you. He can transport you. He can help you move unseen. And he can arrange a militia. A group of soldiers that can help you should you need them. Excuse me one moment, guys. Just have to jump away very quickly. I'll be back in a little moment.
Yep.
Trying to catch up on notes. I'm like,
I do have my
hands are
earphones
cramping.
in, so
I know,
I
same.
do have
My
I don't know
hand
any of this
hurts.
lore.
And
I have my earphones in, so you'll be able to hear me.
Okay.
I'll be able
And
to hear
even
you.
crows. And even crows.
That's from Veilguard, right?
They're one of the factions in Veilguard, yeah.
Okay. I feel like there's so much that I've missed trying to
They're
keep up with them.
assassins.
Yeah,
they'd be
that's
nice to have.
what's his face?
Lucanus,
Yeah, I was like the sexy Spanish man.
the sexy Spanish man who drinks
Like,
so
I
much
know,
coffee.
I've seen him everywhere.
I've actually seen very little on Veilguard just because like Dragon Age. I'm way more focused on the older games right now, so I have not been at all focused on.
Good, excellent. Keep it that way.
Oh
I'm
dear.
just a spoiler junkie for all of them, so
Well, question is this: do we? These are characters from the game, right? Like,
Alistair? Yeah.
Alistair is. I know
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
name I knew. I'm assuming that this Kunari is what I've seen in cutscenes. I think his name is still just Visera, but I could be wrong.
That's
he's the one
the
who
elf.
got freed, right? Back at
Vise-
Lothering, the
Visera is the
Kunari.
elf, isn't it?
Oh, he was talking about the Kunari.
Oh, the Kunari, yeah, the one that got freed.
Yeah, I don't remember his
Yeah.
name. I've got it somewhere in my notes. I think you're right, though, Jack.
Just knowing. Well, no, that one's more a bit of just my study coming up because Sarah is just like I think soldier, and that's what most Kunari warriors go by. Is just
Oh,
soldier.
yeah.
So that might be his name. I think I've seen cutscenes of this guy.
Maybe.
That could be.
Could be.
Me? Could be. I know not. Yes, I do not know.
Kira's 100% just staring at Alistair like, I would do anything for you. Say the word.
Maybe that's
Say
I'll
the
kill my
word,
friends.
Handy
I'll
here.
kill my friends. Like,
Say the word, millions die. Like it's
Meryl's
Ethics?
very unimpressed.
out the
Meryl's
window.
unimpressed by everybody, so.
That Shemlin though?
Use that not suggestion, seduction!
Not
You've
on
got
Alistair.
it now.
Not on Alistair.
Why not? When in Rome.
Because he's in Greece.
Fair,
Not
I
Rome.
guess.
it's an excellent point.
I'm saving that for all the Templars that are looking at you sideways and me sideways. And then I'm like, you don't have to lock us up. Come on now. I'm way prettier loose and free. Please?
They might want to lock you up in a fun way, but.
Oh.
Can't do that if I'm in jail.
Templars are fine with Meryl.
That makes one up. Well, you don't have one walking around with you. It's the problem.
It's true. I don't have my handler.
I mean,
Mages
I
are
don't-
just little puppies who need a
I
handler.
forgot my leash. I'm sorry.
I don't know if Templars can sense other Templars, but I feel like Aldrad would just be like, I am. The fuck you mean? Excuse my language. Like, what? I help.
I'm a Templar.
Oh, we're being judgy now?
Just never
like-
met a Quinari that was following the maker.
Congrats, it's your first then.
Life is full of surprises.
Yeah.
Life never gave you lemons. True story. Pee so bad.
If you need to go use search room, do it now. Now's the best time to do it. What are you
I'll
talking
wait till-
about?
Because the second I stand up is the second that Bran gets back. That's how this
Bran can
works.
hear us. Bran can hear us.
All right, I'll
You
sprint.
will hear that you need to go
I'll
use the
sprint. I'll sprint.
restroom.
Yeah, if you gotta go pee, go pee.
Wait, he
I actually waited outside the door until he got up.
Love that. That was so good.
Perfect.
Okay, so it confirmed above table. You guys will probably have figured it out. So, one, the human is Alistair, the Grey Warden, who is also Templar, or was trained as a Templar. Theron is the Warden, the main character you play as in Dragon Age Origins. The human woman is Morrigan.
Yeah, I was gonna guess.
Hey, Morgan, we met her briefly.
And the Kunari is Sten.
Sten was the name, not Hysera. That's different. Sten's the word. Yep.
Hysera, I believe, is
hope.
yes,
Hope.
is hope. Sten
You're
is
soldier.
Sten is the word for soldier. It's also if you are a soldier, that is your name.
Yeah.
You are nothing except soldier. That is it. Sten is the most confusing character ever.
What did I say?
Hey, buddy. No, see, I was actually about to open the door when you said I really need to pee, and I went, oh, okay, cool, I can go grab a snack. And then when you said, no, I'm not going to, I was like, I'm going to stand outside my door until I know that he's left. And then when you said, okay, I'm going, that's when I came in, and I sat down, and they went, oh, right then, and I went, I waited until they left.
Cheeky.
So I was just confirming the identities that people have guessed. It's Alistair, the Warden, your main character from Dragon Age, Sten, and Morrigan. Because that's the best beginning party ever.
Oh!
Well, I
All
guess
of it-
I know. Who
all
I'm
of these
picking
are
up.
all of these are absolutely romanceable, by the way, except Morrigan.
Why?
Because Morrigan's romance to my Warden. I'm sorry, buddy, but like my Warden, my world, my rules. In case you ever come across them, you can't romance Morrigan, you can't romance Isabella. And when it comes to Inquisition, you
I
can
don't
have
want to play
any of them.
anymore.
And if it comes to when we get to the Inquisition mob, you can have any of them because they're all garbage human beings, except Iron Bull, because Iron Bull's awesome as fuck.
Cullen's pretty popular in all the fan art sites. That's
Cullen?
doing research.
Right, hold on right, you've opened up this bread basket now, right? Cullen is in the first game and the second game and Inquisition. And let me tell you this, I don't know where the redemption arc came in, but the Cullen you meet in the third one's got to be like a weird cousin or some shit, because the Cullen you see in 1 and 2 is a fucking dick. Right? He's a fucking dick. The first Cullen is like, what's that? There's mages up there. Kill them all. Kill all the mages. They're all fucking evil. And then the second one, he's like, I still don't trust mages, but now people can hear me when I say shit, so I'm not gonna say shit. And then the third one is like, oh, I believe everybody should just be cool and hang out, man. It's like, where the fuck did this happen? Like, what the fuck?
Very slowly over the third one. It doesn't happen right away, because...
It doesn't happen right away, because if you're a mage, he still goes like, oh, one of that lot, and you're like, what the fuck, buddy? Like, it's fucking wind your neck in, buddy, before I chop it the fuck off. I don't like Cullen. I really don't. There's a couple of characters in Dragon Age games I just really don't like, but I'm not going to get into that, because we'll go on for hours about me just slating everybody's favourite Dragon Age characters. I will end it on this. I'm going to end it here, post-credits, nothing else. There's no other comment. I've never had Zevran in my party, and I never will. Okay? If
So
you try
Morgan's
to...
off the table.
Morgan's off the table, sorry. But Alistair's on the table. So is Liliana. And, like, all of them, they're all on the table.
Oh.
The excitement's back.
Now,
Wacky wants to play again.
hold on. Now, when I said they're on the table, what I meant was they're able to be romanced, not they're lying on the table waiting. Okay, just making sure you're aware. Okay.
I know what I took.
Is there anything else that they would pass on to you other than the information about a potential ally? Oh, we got doubles. Let me have a look at Alistair. Yes, there is. But it's not going to come from Alistair. How cool is that?
It's gonna be Morgan?
No, it's not. From behind you, a voice is going to speak. Very soft, very lovely, like lilting voice. Speaking with what you, Meryl, would recognise as an Orlesian accent.
Oh, okay.
As you hear someone say, I know of some people who can be of assistance if you are willing to do a little bit of travel. You turn and Meryl, what you can see is a Chantry lay sister. She has the robes of a sister who has begun her rites but has not taken her final vows. She has like a very, very popular Orlesian short bob hairstyle. Very fiery red hair. And even though she wears these robes, you can see mounted on her back there are two very fine looking daggers. She will walk over to the map.
Liliana?
It is Liliana, yes.
Okay.
She will introduce herself to you all and she will say, My name is Liliana. I am traveling with the people you have met here. Exactly how far are you willing to travel to find allies?
We've got nothing going for us, so pretty
Walk
far.
Walked half the world already. We'll do it again.
Same.
Okay. If you are able to, there is a city not far from here. You will have to travel north. You will reach an area known as Crestwood. Continue further north until you hit the coast, and then travel northwest. You're looking for an area known as Janin, off the western Storm Coast. There is a friend of mine. A storyteller. He travels and roams the nearby taverns collecting information. She will lean in close and she will say to you, at the stroke of midnight, if he switches from playing a lute to playing a lyre, you will know you have found the right person. Let me just confirm a title here, if you just bear with me.
Like, I have a guess of who this is, but I don't know. I don't want to look dumb if I guess who this person, the storyteller, is. Is it Varric?
Mildred's very tall, but everything goes over his head because of me.
She says he will only answer to La Pound. To Meryl, as she says the title he'll answer to. You understand the title. In Orlesian it means the peacock.
Meryl will just nod. She knows her lesion.
And other than that, they can provide no other assistance.
It seems we've got a busy little bit to get through.
Now that we know that you're here, when we have the lyrium, we'll get word to you. Meet us back here. And when we meet, we'll conduct you all through the joining. And they share a look, Alistair and Theron. And then they cast the same look over all of you, as if they're scanning you, taking you in, reading all of you. Until that point, don't get caught. If you come across any of Logain's patrols, either avoid, or if there's no chance of avoiding, fight like your life depends on it, because it very much will be. If Logain hears of your existence, he will kill you. For now, I would recommend leaving this place. The undead have been dealt with. They won't attack anymore.
What about the supposed blood mage that was controlling them?
You mean Jowan? Jowan wasn't controlling the undead, but he definitely didn't help the situation. And then Morrigan is going to go, that is an opinion only you hold, Alistair. Then she'll turn look at you all and say, Jowan was a blood mage who used blood magic to escape the circle and came here, where he was paid by Logain to kill Arl Eamon, the current ruling Arl of Redcliffe. He was brought here under the guise of tutoring Arl Eamon's son, who started to show evidence of magical knowledge. And they didn't want to send him to the circle, because apparently it's okay to send any other person there, except if you're an important person's child. And she will look at you, Meryl, and she'll say, I know you know what I'm talking about.
Well, in my experience, any child gets sent. In fact, some parents are very important. Parents are very eager to send their children. So, at least where I'm from.
Well, apparently, the Arlessa was not a fan of the idea of her child going to the circle.
It's understandable. It's understandable to not want to, if you're like not a horrible person. Wow, that came out wrong.
No, it didn't.
Sorry.
Either way, what it turns out is that Arl Eamon, who was poisoned, didn't succumb to the poison in time. But he did succumb to the acts of demonic magical siphoning as his son is possessed.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Wait. So he sent his... Wait, is this like a harrowing that you're talking about? He sent his child to the fate and his... Oh.
No. His child was silly enough to open the door willingly for the demon. The demon said it would help poor, injured, ill father. And, well, Connor bought it. And in comes the demon, and now we have a possessed 10-year-old running around and throwing furniture on the upper floors. Quite the temper tantrum.
Not our problem. Sounds like not our problem.
Alistair's going to comment on that and say, no, it's not. We will handle it. And we'll handle it and rescue Connor. You focus on getting the Darkspawn blood needed for your joining.
Undo.
He'll look at you, Aldred, seeing the sword on your back, and he'll say, if you have Osric's belongings, you're wearing his armor. His wife deserves to know where he is. If it's possible in the future, we might be able to reclaim his body.
Word is being sent, along with a sword.
Oh yes, sorry, I forgot you gave the sword to Hawk. Sorry.
I'm wearing the armor. I did show that off specifically.
Yeah.
But that might be, I don't know if there's any heraldry on that.
No, the armor was just Grey Warden armor.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep the cloak a bit more tucked in then.
I'd say that beforehand you might not have known that. Now you would know that they are looking for, like, you know, some people have got their eyes open for Grey Wardens.
Start scrubbing off the heraldry for right now. No. It's like, yeah.
Just prying off the griffins with a dagger, like, get this shit off me.
Well, it was nice to meet friends amongst the chaos, for what that's worth.
Theron will smile and, you know, nod to you on that one, saying, it's really good to see that there's other of the people out here. Listen, Alistair, for a Shemlin, is actually kind of decent. I know how they are. But there's some good ones out there. Not everything is like we've heard. I'm not telling you to trust them. By gods above, don't trust them. But have an open mind. They might surprise you.
I think in this moment, Tira like looks towards Meryl, and then like looks back and is like, I'm starting to think that there are good ones.
Meryl the whole time is like,
he's gonna,
they're good ones. No,
he's gonna.
We're not good.
He's gonna pull from his back a Dalish dagger, and he'll hold it out to you. And he'll go, I'm not really a fan of daggers.
Oh, I am.
He'll hold it out to you and he'll say, it'll keep them close.
She'll take it. It's where I like them.
Which clan are you?
I forget how to pronounce it. Lavalin?
Lavalin.
Lavalin?
Lavalin.
Lavalin.
Okay. You'll smile and say, I remember your clan. We met with them the last time. The last time the clans came together. I met with your Keeper of Arms. He'll put his hand on his chest. And he'll say, I'm from Clan Sabre. I hope that you get to see them again.
I know I will, one way or another.
You'll never be able to guarantee that if you become a warden. When you're a warden, before you're a Dalish, you're a warden. You don't stay as a member of that clan. You become a warden. They become your people. We walk a long and lonely road. I have barely begun that road, and I'm starting to realise that now. So just... And he's going to switch to Dalish. Think on that. Because this is a decision you can't take back. You will do great things for your clan's name if you become a warden. But you will do them most likely away from your clan.
In Dalish, Tira will respond. The moment my chains were broken was the moment that I became a warden in mine. This decision's already made.
He doesn't show any emotion, just nods and says, okay. Well, we have some clearing up to do here before we start making our way north. We'll leave you to it. And then they will turn back to the body, looking over it, discussing what their next steps are going to be. Meryl was translating for Aldrad. That's fine. That's okay, you're allowed to do that.
I have different colors for like what's Aldrad's inner voice and info Aldrad doesn't know. And there's only one time I've written anything down in the color of Aldrad doesn't know that I then didn't have to seconds later put a note next to you that says Aldrad knows now because Meryl. Like,
Meryl's a little turd.
So as they go back to
out.
as they go back to their conversation, I think it's a good point for us to take our little 15-minute break. And when we come back, we'll be discussing what your first steps are going to be. Or if you want to just do your own thing, which is also fine and acceptable. So we are going to jump away, guys, for 15 minutes while I give my party a break. And we will see you all in 15. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after our break. Hello, beautiful people. We are back. And now it's time to have a serious discussion with our players. You've been given a good few things to do, guys. You've been given some suggestions of things to do. Bear in mind, none of these are orders. These are suggestions. You also have some knowledge of other stuff going on. So it's up to you guys what you would like to do. If there's anything you would like to do.
Well, first off, why don't we mosey on out of this castle that has a demon child running around?
That would
Find us a
probably
place.
I think that's fair.
that'd be a wise decision.
Find some spot to call home for the evening and then discuss what the game plan is.
Well, there is a tavern. You do know about that because you met the tavern keeper.
I don't have money.
I have money.
I got money.
We will pay for you.
I got so much money!
Miss gives the money away to everybody she sees. Yeah.
You get stabbed often. We'll pay for your room and board. Like, come on.
For every stab wound, you get 1 silver. And you
I like
already
I
have
will
a
be a
lot.
millionaire.
I like the indication of that step. You said stab wound, not like point of HP lost. So like you could just get hit once, drop, and you're just thinking that was horrible value. Like
Oh, only 1 silver for that.
Also, I'm glad for going to a tavern because I ended up taking carousing as my challenge. Let's see what I can do with that.
So, are you making your way to the tavern here?
Yeah.
Okay. As you step into the tavern, it's there's a bit of an energy about the place. Certainly seems to be a bit of celebration going on, as of course they've survived another night where the undead have not come down to tear them apart. However, they are still under the impression that it's going to happen again the next night, and so on and so forth. But in this place, as you step in, there is a tavern wench who is, wearing fairly simple clothing. Long red hair, and she's holding 4 large mugs of ale, and she's going to see you all and kind of like, just sit yourselves down wherever and I'll be with you in a minute. And she walks off to go and see to... What you can see is there's a group of Templars, as well as what appears to be some soldiers, not wearing any official military garb. They seem to be wearing just like ramshackle gear. To the Templars, we offer a very swift... fuck you.
Yeah.
Sorry, my nose is really itchy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, one of the fuck. There is a table that's free, towards the back corner, if you would like to take it.
That'll be a good table for us. The adventurers table, back corner.
Ah, yes, the back corner where all adventurers sit and brood.
Yes.
We snuff candles with just our fingers and thumbs. That's how impressive we are. You ow! So, as you sit here, like I said, you can see Templars, you can see soldiers. While you're here, before the waitress comes over to deal with these, anything you want to discuss while you are completely unable to be heard?
Are we completely unable to be heard? That
There's so
felt
much.
facetious.
there's so much going on here that being heard doesn't really seem like a major risk. You're an incredibly suspicious person, Jess.
I am. I've learned to be.
When have I ever screwed you over in a tavern?
Shall I roll out the scroll?
No.
Alphabetical or chronological, my good sir.
Would you like it via my own ordering system where it's a 1 to 5? 1 being on, I expected this, and 5 being, why do you wound me so?
Most of them will be 5s, but...
6 being et tu, Brian? Et tu?
Et tu, Brute. 7 just being weeping. I trusted you!
Sobbing.
Is there anything you guys want to discuss while you're here? While you have the cover of celebration and frivolity?
Rocky, we can't hear you, love.
So what should we do
You
first?
are muted.
I mean, we're pretty close to the dark roads. It's just about 3 hours back, and Luca could guide us through that. I think, Luca, are you capable of doing that? Do you know the
I
The
know
dark
the
roads?
roads. I know the roads that we
Or the deep
usually
roads.
take. I can't say
Are
that
there-
I'll be able to take you through every single part of the deep roads, but I know the roads that we take, certainly.
Okay.
Better
Sorry, I
be
gotta go grab
nothing.
my dog real quick.
No worries.
So then we start with the deep roads.
I would think that's whether or not we're gathering allies in what order or how many. We seem destined to encounter more dark spots.
The deep
Guys,
roads are
ready?
not. The deep roads are not a place to just simply go wandering. They can change, and if you're down there, it's very rarely a short journey.
Aye, well. Grand.
I will take you through them if you wish. But I would like you to be warned that they are certainly not an easy place to travel.
We didn't get the
Darkspawn
inclination of that.
Darkspawn are the least of your worries down there. And with this apparently being a blight, you will have to deal with an entire blight's worth of darkspawn calling the deep roads home. However, the deep roads are definitely a quick way to travel between places if you know the correct roads
Yeah.
to walk.
How far and extensive is your information? Is your knowledge of the deep roads, Luca?
There is a crossroads roughly a day's travel beneath the deep roads from where you found me. From that crossroads I have travelled roughly 2 weeks in each direction. And even then, my clan believe that we only know a small percentage of the deep road secrets here in Ferelden. And the deep roads expand across seas.
Oh. I suppose then maybe we could head to the storyteller that's a little north of here first. Loop back around, because we're gonna have to come back this way before long anyway. Loop back, hit the deep roads, come back up, get Darkspawn blood. If we don't already have it. I don't know.
Decent plan.
Maybe we should. Maybe we should be putting on off the deep roads for the time being, especially given the blights. Our chances of running into them above ground, I believe, have increased extremely.
Yeah, I feel like anything that can prolong the certainty of death would be a good call.
A wise move.
So we go for the storyteller then.
Hi, storyteller. Alright, who's buying the first round?
There is already silver on the table. I'll try to put that down when we sat down.
At which point, the tavern wench will come over and she will say, "Right, what do you want? And if it's anything that isn't ale, you can get it yourself. And if you need a room, I only have 2 left."
We're gonna have to share rooms. Force proximity.
We'll take a round of ale, and we are going to need those 2 rooms.
Alright, if you got the coin to hand,
How much would that run us?
for the 2 rooms alone, that's going to be 8 silver. With your round of ale included in on that, that'll take you up to 9 silver.
9 silver is slammed down.
Okay, you put down 9 silver. She scoops it into her hand, and then she looks toward the tavern owner, and then she turns to you. She turns back to you, and she says, "For an additional small sum, I can see you've got good food and proper bedding in those rooms."
Empathy check. She trying to swindle us?
Yeah.
You can
But the
certainly
option
make
is-
the empathy check.
The option is, you can get good food or not.
The 15.
A 15? On a 15, she seems to be being genuine. She seems to be very much... She seems to have, like, knowledge of something. And seems to be trying to make, like, some extra coin on the side.
So fair. How much extra coin would you like?
You find your way to giving me an extra 5 silver. I'll make sure you've got good food.
And the good bedding?
Proper clean linens.
All that included in the 5?
Sure as my head is fiery.
Here's the
And,
money.
so you hand her a total of
5.
14 silver.
Oh, yeah.
9 and then the 4 more for the additionals. Okay, and then
Yeah,
she will take the 9 silver, and you see she takes the 5 silver you give her, and she puts it straight into her own like front pouch on her apron.
So valid. Get that coin, girl.
She goes over and hands the 9 silver to Lloyd, and then comes back with your round of ale.
On the round of ale coming back once it's dropped, Aldrad is going to produce 1 more silver piece and just kind of like floated in her direction.
Mm-hmm.
For yourself and your lovely attitude.
She will take that. She'll give you a kind of eye up and down, and then say, "Thank you very kindly." Is there something else you were expecting for this, or because this is not that kind of establishment?
Aldred will look at her. No. Were you?
Oh, no, not at all. Just usually when lads here hand you an extra coin, they're expecting something, and well, I'd just like to make it clear that that's not what I do in this establishment.
Thank you for being clear. No need to expect anything from me.
She will make her way off upstairs to go and see to your rooms.
I think she was flirting with you, Aladron.
Oh, I know she was. But she's probably had a long enough night as is. She doesn't need me.
I'll try to get some real big dick energy, like... Yeah, she's probably had a long night. She doesn't need me. I'm just gonna take this upstairs, guys. Bye.
Dear.
I'm nice to women, not because I want something, because it's just the right thing to do. Sunglasses appear, The Who plays. Wow! Dun, dun, dun.
Meryl will just stare at her ale. She's never had alcohol before. She was never
Oh,
allowed.
wow! You've never had alcohol.
So she's like staring at it like it's this forbidden drink.
Kira's already halfway through hers.
Nurse it, Meryl. You want to savor your first?
Meryl puts it down. Tara's gonna put it down and go. And I said no. I got your nose, and he was like, ah!
Also, wait, hang on. I don't know if we confirmed this. Did we get one for Lucan?
I'd probably.
Yeah, all right.
He's 12. He can have a drink.
If you're not 21, then you're 12. I just saw Brendito Burrito has redeemed us as shiny and gold. I do need to get round to changing the name of that to cash and prizes. So cash and prizes, what that's going to do. Okay, cool. So I've got something that's probably going to come up later on in this session. Thank you, Brendito Burrito. I need to have a look at something.
While you're looking, Meryl's gonna look over at Aldred and just be like, what do you mean, nurse it?
It means take a little sip.
It means shush. It means shush.
Sippy poop.
Sip a drink.
And it burns. Why is it burning?
That means it's working.
Why is it spicy?
Do you want mine here?
Oh.
You think they have water?
I'm almost right.
Okay, so
get that yourself.
Anybody that wants to, I need you to make me a Constitution drinking check. That's right, folks. You heard it correctly. Dragon Age does, in fact, have a skill check for drinking.
Do I? Okay. Is this
you
a
can add carousing to it.
situational plus one? I have to check. Hang on.
Are you talking about the carousing
I was
talent?
about to say, yeah. Is this a situational check? Or I think it.
Let me have a look at the carousing
Yeah, I
talent.
think is it just a +1 to all?
Let's see.
Oh, it's
No.
different. You can drink other people under the table when making a Constitution drinking test. As a part of an advanced test, you gain +1 bonus to the result of each dragon die.
Okay. Right, okay, I think I understand what this is. Give me a moment just to double check it. Where is it? I'm pretty sure I know this about. I'm pretty sure there's a specific check for when you're drinking. I think you find it. Give me just a moment.
Tyr is about to be the coolest person at this party.
Roll straight ones on everything.
No, I got 10 points.
Oh.
Okay. Potions, poisons, grenades. I can't see anything about any checks you make while you're drinking. I will.
Like general constitution, then.
So I know that there is a check you make. It's called it's a Constitution drinking check, but it doesn't tell me about the after effects of it. That's what I'm trying to find just now. If you just give me a wee moment.
It does mention after effects, at least in the skill.
Yeah, give me just a moment, guys. While I'm looking for that, I just have to jump quickly to the bathroom. But for now, has everybody made their first drinking check? What did everybody get?
19 with 4 stump points.
Wow.
Okay.
You
What
can
about
do like
you?
the with a flourish one where everybody's like, "What?"
Meryl, what about you?
Meryl took one sip and she's done. She doesn't want any more. So
Aldrad, what about yourself?
So if I'm assuming that adds a +1 to my dragon die, that does change it to a 15.
15. Okay, cool. I will give you the results once I come back from the bathroom. Just give me a moment.
I also got stunt points, but
I'm
everybody
gonna
can-
use the flirt.
oh, okay.
I'm just trying to decide who I'm gonna wink at while I drink my drink.
Mery's
Flip
just
a
like,
coin.
"Where's the nearest well? I'll go get myself some water. I just don't want any of this gross
I have
stuff."
a water pack. I have a water pack.
Oh yeah, she has water on her. Drinking her little water, like that was gross and it burned my throat. I don't like it.
Don't like it. I don't like it.
Exactly.
I say, sounds so bad. Just as a rule now, we're gonna always buy a round and then just always just kind of drop one in front of Meryl, and eventually, after one
Eventually.
of these adventures,
We'll peer pressure her into drinking.
is
I don't think you'll want her to be drunk.
Wrong.
not.
Wrong.
She'd be a sad drunk. She wouldn't be a fun drunk.
Needs to get it out, okay?
Exactly. You gotta go
Better
let
out
that
than
go.
in. Better out than in, okay? Better out than in.
Not for Meryl. She just stores it all in here, locks it away, and then she'll die.
Therapy
Taking emotions
says
to the
that's
brain.
not how that works. But
Meryl doesn't have therapy in this world.
Like any of us do, to be clear.
guess what though? You'll still crack like an egg.
You act like she hasn't already multiple times before.
You're right. I'm sure.
Honestly, a better way of looking at it isn't even an egg, it's like a can. Like you're slowly creaking the top open until just the can you've shook clear. Like just
You're just sitting there with a thing of Coke and you're just slowly lowering a Mento into it.
basically, yeah.
And then eventually
It'd be a fun way to measure, like, sanity's not the right word, but like how close a character is to just exploding on everyone is you have a meter that's just every decision either brings the Mento up or down.
Whoa, whoa.
Where's it gonna go next?
Joke's on you, I cut the string.
Oh.
Oh.
If you had like a little reward like on Twitch that's like cut the string.
Cut the
So
string.
it blows up.
Gotta talk to Bran about that.
I was gonna say that could be taken as like a fate thing.
That would be
like,
a really good one though, just to like cut the string and have the person like just open up.
Yeah. It could be fun.
Although cut the string sounds a lot better than the
Get
other
in the
part
comments.
of the analogy, which is just drop the mento. Like
Drop the mento. Get in the comments, put it in there. Cut the string. If you're watching this right now, cut the string.
cut the string.
I don't care if it's you're watching the replay later on. You get in those comments.
Just flood the blue sky. Just flood it. Just constant messages. There you go.
Best part is Bran is not here. Thus, it will mean nothing.
I mean, he has his headphones.
Oh,
in.
does he have his headphones in?
I think he
Yeah.
can hear us.
Well, that's better then, because at least he'll have context. Because imagine just getting a bunch of messages, cut the string. Just, what are you
What
talking
does this
about?
mean? What does this mean?
Why do people keep saying this to me?
That would have been so great. Just somebody like in the chat just cut the string and nobody fills him in on it.
Nope, just absolute radio silence. Just I don't even see that message.
Yeah.
Cut the string. Get in the
Cut the
comments.
string. Get in the comments.
cut the string.
Okay, sorry about that. Right, as I was saying, yes. So your first checks, we got a 15 and 19 with stunt points. Do you know which stunts you're going to use for it?
I'm gonna flirt and I'm gonna wink at Meryl.
Okay.
Because why not?
Meryl,
Because
who has taken one drink of alcohol and went,
Yep.
no, I will never drink alcohol in my life. Meryl, what is your reaction?
Just kind of tips her head, like, what?
Yep.
Or like,
Could I?
she must be really drunk.
Could
kind of
I,
energy.
in response, could I actually? Because I got stun points too. Could I do the jest role playing in response to that and be like, "You got something in your eye, Tira"?
oh yeah, must have.
Luca will.
Take out her water skin and just.
Luca's going to look at the ale and just. Am I supposed to drink this?
Yeah.
Only if you want to. It tastes awful.
Burns on the way in and out.
Shouldn't be
Will it
coming
have
off.
any adverse effects?
Yes.
Yeah, it's intoxicating.
Okay, you just.
Oh,
We really want
oh,
the
no, you-
child blood mage to be true.
He's not. To be clear.
I know.
he's not a
He's like
child.
technically an adult, but
We have to be very clear on this. He's not a child. He drains the mug, puts it down, and immediately goes. I feel a buzzing in my fingertips. Is that normal?
Yep, that's quite normal.
Yep.
You did it right.
He didn't get any stun points, but he did roll surprisingly well.
We're
He
having
does
a whole
also.
fight?
He does also have pretty decent constitution.
Nice.
He did roll a grand spanking total of 12
Okay.
for a mage.
I got
on
a
a
19.
Constitution based check.
Ser Mage is doing good.
So all the mages are good. Meryl, as you only took a sip and then put it down, I'm not going to give you the failure effect. What I'm going to say is that you are. There's definitely a queasy feeling in your stomach, just from the
Like that
taste
at all.
alone.
yeah, no. She's like, gross.
Do you wish to continue drinking, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
That will be another. That will be another 8 silver.
Will it be another 8 silver if I don't get one? will be like 6 then.
Then it would be, yes, 6 silver.
Okay. Don't get Marilyn to just shove it off either to Tira or to Aldred.
All right, I'll knock off another 6 silver.
More drinking checks, and I've double checked it, Aldrad. You can add your +1 to this check. Not the first one, but anything beyond the first one for the same effect, you can add it on. Okay?
Understood.
Alright, this might be the last round, guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, I have additions. Okay. 11 for me.
11 for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Aldrad?
Math. My strong suit, as always. My bane.
Right, just to confirm, Luca takes a hold of his and just, again, the exact same way. Aldrad, what did you get?
18.
18, okay. Tura,
Yeah.
you start to, like, your head starts, like, going all swimmy. And you start to realize that you're just talking nonsense. Not even that not even that the words don't make sense. The words make sense. You're just talking absolute shit for no reason.
You think those Templars over there want to fight? I feel like they want to fight.
They would fight. We should not do that.
Luca's going to look over and then look back at you guys and be like, I could make every one of them bleed horrifically out of every orifice.
We're not gonna do that, though.
I'm
Luca,
so
right?
proud of you.
Oh,
All it would take is just...
Nope. Hey, Luca.
We're not supposed to talk about blood magic or Fenrir.
No blood magic is being conducted here. I believe I've quelled any suspicion.
Nailed it.
absolutely you did, Luca. Absolutely you did. I think we need... I looked at Meryl. I think they need rest and room alone.
Yep. Let's.
No.
Yes.
Yep.
I do
the
not need
night's
rest.
Night's young.
need
Adventure.
No.
a
In your dreams,
voyage.
you can have.
We shall...
In your dreams, you can have such a wonderful voyage.
Kira's
Let's go.
already up.
No, you
Oh
no.
no! Aldred will like just out the Tira's up. Great. Aldred's gonna be like adventure this way, and Tira's going, and he's going to lead Tira to the rooms.
Luca will stand up and go, onward, and then just fall forward as his legs don't move, but his upper body does. As it, Luca rolled a 6.
Oh no!
Sorry, a 7. Straight
Right,
ones.
Aldred
Straight
looks
ones.
back. Oh wow, though, that's a good bonus. He'll look back to
Luca's asleep on the floor.
Do you have it? Oh, asleep? Okay. Aldred's just gonna like hoist Luke up like that.
Seriously, like,
The
they're
bo-
like starts
bo-
pulling at
the
his
boy-
legs. She's got 6
the
for her strength, so.
The guy who weighs like 95 pounds soaking wet. Like you're just like, out you come. Okay, cool.
You're so strong, Aldred.
I'm more than well aware.
That's impressive.
Thank you, Tira.
There is a strange sensation. He wakes up for a brief moment. There's a strange sensation I have in my upper chest. It's
Oh,
like
he's
there
gonna
is a.
throw up.
It's like there is a pressure.
He's gonna throw up.
Yes, indeed he is. Wait here.
I am not
Good.
going to throw anything. I am not a child.
Yeah.
all on the floor.
I think Aldred will look to any of the barkeep, the wench, or anybody, and just put another silver on a table nearby. Yes. And continue walking. with these two.
We can't leave him behind. He's now actively cost you at least 6 silver in damages.
Swear.
We're invested now.
We're invested. Financially and emotionally, I am invested in Luca.
Oh wait, who's going in what room?
I'm looking at both Tira and Luca. We probably shouldn't put them in the same room. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
What? I'll leave them alone.
That's not at all what I was. Meryl, who do you prefer? Who do you think you could take a better care of?
I don't know. Tira, I feel, might start a fight, and I'm not strong enough to stop her. Luca, I think, would be a little bit more reasonable.
I'm not gonna start a fight. I'll finish one though.
You were literally just talking about wanting to fight a Templar.
No, I just said I thought they
you
wanted to fight.
bleed from your ear holes.
Luca, that's a very unkind thing to do with your blood magic, and you told me you don't do that.
Start slipping sideways off Aldred's shoulders.
I'll put him in the bed in that room. You keep an eye on him.
I get to room with Aldred. I win.
Aldred, you put Luca down on the bed, and he just, as he hits the bed, is just kind of like, this is a comfy place to be possessed.
Not possessed, Luca.
I have failed.
Yep.
Oh no.
It's okay to be a failure, though. I've been called that my whole life, so it's okay.
That does make me feel better.
What?
Good. I'm just gonna put him in the recovery position. like in case he throws up again.
Healers from across the land will note that this was the moment the recovery position
Yeah.
was invented. And it was because at one point a Kunari looked at a Dalish and went, I wonder what would happen if I put his arm at a really weird upward angle.
Been practicing the Kun for generations.
I'm about to say, yeah, this is just an ancient Kun technique. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
The ancient Kyun technique of putting one's arm straight up in the air while they lie on their side.
It's
The
called
Kyun
the
has
don't-
always known of these things.
It's called the please don't die.
yeah.
It's called that I don't actually know first aid, but I saw this on a TV show once.
Yeah.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing there, Aldred and Tura sharing a room, Meryl and Luca and Vesa sharing another room.
Oh, Vessa's gonna be in there with Luca? Oh,
I doubt that.
Vesa probably with Aldred and Tura, right? Okay, cool.
I don't obviously don't want to make good decisions for Vesa, but I think there's a moment of just like, no, you're not with them. Like,
All
no.
room with Luca.
How many gifts to cut the string? No, we can't do this.
For who?
I can't
For
do
who?
this.
For who?
No, we can't do this. I can't do this.
We could do another hype train like we did for To the Skies.
Oh my god! Don't! That was.
Do it.
We started with one subscription
Tara will
for
cut the
dragons,
string.
and then we got
hard.
Dragon Smut, and we kept going from that.
I have to write Dragon Smut, right?
Tara will cut the string so hard.
Guys, I've never written smut in my life, and now I need to write Dragon Smut. Like,
Here's some research. It's actually quite interesting, some of the good, well-written stuff.
Jack is a connoisseur here.
Yeah.
Listen.
Depending on which site you use, you can actually find some artistically done
Audiobooks are
things.
great.
Oh, yeah. Give me 2 minutes. I'm going to go read Fourth Wing. I like Scottish smut, okay? Right? That's what I like. Your knackers will be drookit like a broke fridge. Anyway. Settling down into going to sleep. Luke is already asleep. Tura, I'm not going to lie, is probably not far behind. Aldrad, Merrill, anything that you're wanting to do?
Aldred waits for Tara to fall asleep just to make sure she doesn't go anywhere.
So Meryl will just take out her journal. She'll make sure Luca's definitely asleep. And then she'll talk to her journal like she usually does.
Okay. Aldrad, after you wait for Tura to fall asleep, anything you would like to do before settling in for yourself to sleep?
To confirm that conversation that Tara and Farah, the warden, literally
Theron.
Yeah, Theron, had, that was all in. That was translated.
Old Dalish.
Aldred.
Old Dalish.
But I translated it
by
for you.
Merrill.
Okay,
You could also just ask Tira any question because Tira would answer.
I figured Aldred's not going to, but out of politeness, and also even Aldred's just like, I'm invested now, but I want to get the lore normally. This feels wrong.
A bit manipulative.
Yeah, exactly.
Exploitative. I don't like that.
But thinking on that conversation that he just overheard because he pulled the Cunari special of just, but fully listening. I think Aldred will kind of lean on the bed and just thumb the chain they have around their neck that has 2 rings on it.
Okay.
And just tuck that back into their basically not homemade, but like their jerkin, and just think on the decisions that have led him here. All of them, not even just like, oh, I decided to join the Grey Wardens. Everything. Just don't know how much sleep he really gets, but eventually he kind of falls asleep more due to the exhaustion of the thought than physical exhaustion. With the last kind of thought on his mind being, yes, I'm glad I don't have anyone to go back to.
Okay. And with that ending image, before everybody goes to sleep, we cast everybody into the land of slumber. And honestly, so as not to rush the next bit, we're technically ending about half an hour early, but I don't want to rush the next part. I think it's good to have us end here while we sleep, and then give the next bit everything that it deserves to have. So I'm going to wrap the session end here. I will not give a post-credit scene, because I have something planned. So, thank you very much to everybody that came to see us, and thank you to my amazing players for giving themselves wholly into this session. Little bits of updates. I am going to have my start playing calendar updated soon for April, and it will be on my start playing page. I will get a link for that for you guys right now. If you do want to hire me to run any games for you, please do consider checking out my page. I'm reasonably priced, and I think I do a fairly good job. So if you'd like to do that, you can do that. We also have a fund open. Not a fund. That makes it sound like we're trying to get money for something. We have a donation link for the channel. If you would like to, and if you have the capability to, please do consider doing it. Any money that goes into the channel goes, well, into the channel. The next thing that I'm going to be trying to get sorted is art for apparently a smut book that I've got to write. As well as getting art together to try and get this lovely little homebrew world that I've created turned into a book, in case you want to feature any of its stuff in your lovely home games. And I'm going to be at UK Games Expo May 30th until June 1st. If anybody's in Birmingham and you see me, come say hello. I'm going to be running games by myself and for Gehenna Gaming at UK Games Expo, so don't miss out. Come and say hello. I promise I don't bite. Other than that, you can go and check out all of our social medias at World Tree Quests, anywhere you can go for social media. We are mostly active on Blue Sky and Threads right now, with a little bit of TikTok. There's just a lot, and I'm trying my hardest. But other than that, I'm going to pass over my players and allow them to plug anything they would like to. So, Aldrad, anything you would like to? Or sorry, not Aldrad, Jack, anything you would like to plug at all?
Well, yes, I would love to plug my Kuhn Healthcare training program. No, it's,
do you have a bad leg? Do you want to have a good leg? That's too bad. You can't. But you can cut off your own bad leg. Welcome to the Kuhn Healthcare system.
But I don't have anything new to plug. I'm going to be playing through I don't think I'll record it, but I'll be playing through the first Dragon Age Origins. So slowly everything here is going to be making sense. Slowly.
I would like you to comment on it on like Blue Sky or whatever live. Like, just every time something new happens, just update. What the fuck?
I'll put my as of right now, I will put the first thing that I live said, which was in our Discord, but I will put it there now. And
live update. Who the fuck is this Zevran guy, and why do I want to stab him in the face? Thank you very much for that, Jack. Jess, what about yourself?
I am also here on Wednesdays for To the Skies, where I play a little druid who just got engaged. But other than that, I'm here and I'm happy.
Always amazing to hear. And last, and most certainly not least, Jason, what about yourself?
I am here on Saturdays. I might be popping up on a little channel. It's a newer channel called Talking Crit. In the near future. They also play indie RPGs. So a lot of smaller indie stuff, but a couple things that you might recognize. Maybe some Magnus archives, which would be super fun. I am playing in that. I just don't know if we're recording it or not. Other than that, I'm here, and you should watch more stuff on this channel.
There you have it, folks. If that's it from my players, and that's it from me, well, then that's it from us. Thanks very much for coming to see us today, folks. I have been your DM of Doom, your Lore Master Supreme, your Keeper of Tales, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quest here on Twitch and YouTube. With me today, we have had Stories from the Roses, we've had Jacklish, and we've had TTV Wacky Man. From all of us here at World Tree Quest, good night, stay safe. It's very clear that mages can handle their alcohol for one round before they become comatose, dizzy messes. Also, don't pull a finny. Good night, folks. Good